as soon as we turn within, as soon as we start that process of solving external problems with inner shifts in awareness, a whole new world opens up to us. Hello, and welcome to The Joy Within, where we're eliminating stress and negativity, one thought at a time. I'm Kyle Greenfield, and I'll be your guide as we explore how to be calm, confident, and happy in our crazy modern world. Join us each week as we dive into some of the biggest ideas in spirituality and personal development. We'll learn what it takes to gain control of your own mind, master your mood, and navigate the many ups and downs along the way. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started so you can become the calm, confident, and happy person you truly deserve to be. Hello, and welcome back to the Joy Within's podcast, where we help you win the fight against stress and negativity in your life. If you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard me talk about cultivating a practice of stepping back, of creating space for yourself in the many moments that we all have throughout the day. And if you haven't built that habit yet, I absolutely recommend that you get started with it. Even just a few seconds interspersed here and there throughout the day can be extremely powerful. And we have a ton of exercises you can use to help with that. But today, I want to go a little deeper on one of the primary aims of this practice, what we're actually trying to achieve on a deep, inner level. Because I think the surface level is pretty clear. If you're stressed, it helps you feel less stressed. If you're facing a big challenge, it helps you stay centered and on point during that challenge. If you're in a state of negativity, feeling down, or feeling like the world has turned against you, then it helps you become the calm within that storm. These are real, powerful outcomes, and I in no way mean to diminish them when I say that they're surface level. All I mean is that the reasons, the motivations we have for getting started with this practice often come from a level of external awareness. It's when we have a problem in the real world and we want to solve that problem. And I believe turning inward is usually the best way to do that. But as soon as we turn within, as soon as we start that process of solving external problems with inner shifts in awareness, a whole new world opens up to us. It really is like opening a door to a whole new level of consciousness and awareness, and turning within, learning how to access our natural, resonant energy is the key that opens that door. So if our real external problems lead us to that door, and stepping back, connecting to our resonance unlocks it, what happens next? That's this deeper level of awareness. It has a lot of names, but I like to think of it as an enlightened awareness. Not enlightenment with a capital E, because we tend to believe that the big E, enlightenment, is almost mythical, almost unattainable for most of us. So I'm talking about a higher level of consciousness that we all have the ability to move in and out of. We step into it whenever we feel most at peace, most joyful, and most loving. And we step out of it the rest of the time, just as we're going about our normal lives. And I believe that we are all guided in our own way and in our own time to step more and more into this enlightened awareness, to feel more intimately connected to it, and to come back to that state more and more frequently. I believe we all have this ability, and actually I don't even think it's particularly hard to get there. It's just a specific skill we can learn, and then a habit to remember to tune into it. Hey guys, so I don't run outside ads or get sponsors for the podcast, which means I rely on you to help keep it going. The best way you can do that is to help spread the word. Leave a 5-star review, tell your friends, share it on social. I think we all know people who are struggling, and I know issues like stress and negativity can be hard to talk about, which makes sharing a link a really easy way to connect and tell someone you care. And if you find the podcast helpful, I promise you they will too. So do me a quick favor and think of 3 people you know who would benefit from this podcast and send them a link. That's it. Now, back to the show. So one of the primary benefits of stepping back, of training yourself to find these little moments of space is that it gradually trains your mind to move deeper into this enlightened awareness. At first, you find glimpses of space within your day. So as you're switching tasks, as you're moving between meetings, or as you're transitioning between different chunks of your day, you can find these little moments to create space for yourself. But as you continue your practice, you will naturally begin to move deeper, to find space between your breath, and then you can start to find space between your thoughts. Within that space is an indescribable wholeness, a knowingness, an awareness that is at once active, vibrant, and alive, as well as peaceful, centered, and at ease. It's like stepping into the totality of what is, whereas most of the time we're stuck within the most minute fraction of that, our individual thoughts and perspectives of the world. And I think the reason we don't recognize this enlightened state more often is because, especially at first, it feels fleeting. You might just catch a little glimpse of it here and there, and I think it's really easy to overlook the importance of those little moments. But if you keep stepping back, keep bringing your attention to that enlightened state of awareness, however subtle or however brief it might be at first, then that feeling will naturally expand. You will become more and more comfortable with it, and you will yearn on a deep inner level to spend more time resting into that state of awareness. There's a quote I love by Deepak Chopra that I think puts this beautifully. He writes, "The mind naturally seeks its source. It will connect to your soul or true self if given an opening. Your mind doesn't have to be coaxed to go there, much less forced." And that's why building these little habits is so important. Because if you just create that habit of taking space a little bit at a time, then you don't have to try to do anything else. Your enlightened awareness will take care of itself. It will arise naturally, effortlessly. In fact, the great irony is that the more we try to force that state, the more elusive it becomes. Because as you try to get there, you wind up trying to think your way into the space, which just doesn't work. Instead, we can focus on the act of stepping back, the act of creating that space, and allow the space to be whatever it is for you in that moment, for as long as it feels natural to linger into it. That's how you do this effortlessly. It's not forcing, it's not trying to get anywhere. It's creating the space, making the habit, making the intention to allow it to arise, and then seeing what happens. If you focus on just that one habit, outside of any other specific strategies or exercises or processes that you might find, you will transform your life. Absolutely. Every single time. The techniques, the processes, those are tools. They're pointers that help you experience this effortless awareness. Like I said, it's like stepping back, or pretty much any mindfulness or meditation technique that works for you. That's the key that unlocks the door, because it is the mechanism that creates that space for you. It doesn't create the enlightened awareness. The awareness is natural. It's just there. It just is. The exercises, the tools, the habits, they're what open the door. So my hope is that if you can think in this way, that the tools open the door, but the enlightened awareness already is. It always already is. Then I hope that clarifies the way that you think about your inner work as you go forward this week. The external, real-world problems lead you to the door. They create your motivation to change. The strategies like stepping back, meditation, mindfulness practices open the door. And then waiting for you on the other side is this incredible realm of joy, bliss, love, and light. It's an enlightened awareness that each and every one of us has the ability to step into any time that we choose. Thanks for listening to today's episode. When you're ready to take a stand against the stress and negativity in your life, head over to thejoywithin.org, sign up, and choose the path that's right for you. When you join, you'll learn a simple process to activate your natural inner joy so you can regain control and become the calm, confident, and happy person you deserve to be. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started today. And if you enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love, because I think we can all use a little more joy in our crazy modern world.